Hello, theSpace, can I help you? I think our skate park's a wee bit different, you know, it wasn't designed on a computer, it was designed bit by bit based on, you know, the space we had, the materials we had, the kind of knowledge and the ideas that the guys had that put it together. So it's been created in a different sort of way. You know, we've got a lot of BMXers here that enjoy it, a lot of scooters here that enjoy it. It's pretty skateboard orientated skate park, which is quite unusual these days. You know, most indoor skate parks aren't skateboard orientated, but you know, our commitment is towards skaters, BMXers, scooters, and you know, folk on blades or quads or whatever.
I've been skateboarding since I was knee-high, a grasshopper, 12, 13-year-old, skating the old council skatepark in Haddington.
I started skating in 1982 at the age of 7. The only place that we used to skate back in the 80s was the pavilion or the outdoor pool, really just street skating, but it wasn't like skateboarding is now. Skateboarders were never accepted in the community, and it was only until, I'd say last year, that skateboarding became kind of accepted in the community, and we've always been outcasts.
No, I don't skateboard, I don't BMX, I can barely scooter. My interest in this is working alongside our crew of young people who have the passion for skateboarding, who have the passion for BMXing. Uprise in East Lothian was formed officially as a company in May 2010. We've got charitable status, albeit we think of ourselves more as a community enterprise than as a out-and-out charity. It's an expression of community and an expression of the energy and passion that young people have for making things happen in their place.
It all started in about 2009 where my friend Steve gave me a shout. He gave me a heads up on something called Fantasy Skatepark. So it all sort of kicked off from there, and I didn't exactly know what it was to start off with. I was like, a skate park in the barn, but like, yeah, the outcomes were good, everyone was really nice.
Well, we'd ran a smaller scale version of theSpace in a barn on a farm in East Linton over 2 summers in 2009, 2010, with a view to looking to see whether we could create something more lasting and sustainable from it, which then led us to looking for a venue, and we finally sourced the Ben Sayers factory in North Berwick, which has become our home.
I headed a crew of around 30 volunteers who were all green, effectively, when we took them on. And they all did fantastically. Nobody lost any fingers, which is brilliant. We had no major accidents, which was excellent, and they all made a really good job.
When we came into the factory, pretty much it had been abandoned. It had been used periodically over the last 7, 8, 9 years. It was in a pretty messy, ropey condition. It's taken a massive amount of effort and expense and imagination to bring it to where we have it today.
We started building immediately. We were clearing the site out and building it. We kept running out of timber. We had no money to buy timber with, but we did it. Everything's pretty much the whole first stage of the park, framed out, was from reclaimed timber, which is a completely amazing feat.
I think initially folk were a bit fearful because we were, setting up a skate park in North Berwick. I think a lot of people thought it was going to be a kind of den of teenage iniquity, and there was going to be all sorts of stuff going on.
To start off with, we had a bit of frowning and stuff between just a few of the people, but once you come in and realise it's a bunch of youths actually owning this place and seeing what they've created and done and helping put in whatever we come in from the space goes back out, if not even double it. The amount of volunteers we have here, we've helped them skate and get off the streets and stuff. It's all for a good cause.
But I think in time people have realised that we're pretty broad-based, we're pretty family-orientated, we are about community. It's not about young people being just set aside, it's about young people being part of their community and creating stuff that their own community can be proud of and involved in. So I think what we've done is a pretty unique wee skate park. I think the way the guys have put it together, their vision for it, the way they've designed it.
I think we've got a small, well-designed, well-built, fun park that's good for everyone.
We've got a lot of unique things in this skate park. We've got the obviously the vert ramp. It's the big draw for the older ones, but the mini with a twist we've got to the back, it's pretty unique.
It's pretty old school. We have concrete coping, a lot of bowled out corners and stuff like that.
At theSpace we have fantastic old school skate park. We've just recently completed and opened Scotland's first vert ramp for 15, 20 odd years. Recently opened a lovely cafe. We've got a soft play next door. We've got rehearsal rooms. We're working alongside a whole load of different people. We've got a good working relationship with North Berwick Youth Cafe. That's one that's evolving and developing, and it's hopefully one that's going to continue to build. We work quite a bit with Upward Mobility, who are an organisation based in Edinburgh that provide creative activities for people living with disability. We're working a lot with North Berwick High School and Preston Lodge High School to offer long-term work placement. So for pupils that, they hit 13, 14, third year, fourth year, and being in school 5 days a week on a relentless basis is proven to be a bit much for them and a bit much for the schools, and their learning style may be more suited to being in a workplace, working alongside older colleagues. And if we can furnish some of those young people with an opportunity to develop their confidence in their skills in a workplace, albeit a community-based environment, that's great for them. Well, in 3, 4, 5 years' time, we want to see this space, around this area in our own purpose-built facility. That's where we need to be for the long-term security of the business. We're lucky to have what we have here. We're lucky we're dealing with two owners that have been pretty decent and pretty understanding, but they've got plans for this site in 3, 4 years' time. This building's going to be flattened. Everything that we've strove to build and create here, it will go in a physical sense, but in terms of what we're learning and our passion for taking this, long term, hopefully that's going to drive us towards securing a permanent site. You're talking a budget of £2.5 million. It's a lot of money, but money's out there, and if anyone's going to do this, why not us? Why not?
Hopefully we'll get purpose-built building for the space. Hopefully we'll get some a decent amount of money from either the council or some person that's got a few £1 million in their back pocket. We'll design it, we'll run it, we'll look after it. That's where we want to be in 5 years' time.
I hope we've secured a patch of land to build another building. I hope we have the funding. I hope we have plans in place. I think it would be sad to see the end of this building because there's so much work being put into it. But then we must go forward, and we knew and know that this is just temporary. But once we've pushed it forward, hopefully we can use this as a blueprint for other projects throughout the UK.
This is just a stepping stone completely. Like, we know that we're going to be out here in 3 years' time. Like, and we have to start all over again.
I mean, if we were to shut indefinitely, that would be tragic. It'd be really, really, really upsetting for everyone that's put in all the effort. But I mean, you know, life is what life is, and we'll fight to do our best to secure a permanent home for Uprising, for the space. You know, and if we get there, fantastic, and I think we can, and I think we will. But if we don't, yeah, we'd have a pretty devastating impact, I think, on a lot of people in North Berwick, a lot of families, a lot of young people, a lot of kids that want to be involved here.
The number of kids that I know from Musselburgh, from Dunbar, from Preston Pans, that all come down here for a skate in a safe environment where there's always somebody looking after them and the parents can just leave them. I just think it would be a huge loss. They won't get that anywhere else.
There's so many people now that use this building for band practice, for just coming in, hanging out, for mums and dads coming in with their soft play and sitting in the cafe. The library's based here now, and we're seeing older users within the building using the cafe area. I think it would be a blow to East Lothian, to tell you the truth. It's something that not just North Berwick's needed, but East Lothian's needed as a whole for as many years as possibly I can remember, and maybe even my parents can remember.
You know, we feel that we're doing something not just for ourselves and not just for customers and supporters and partners. You know, we feel we're having a good social and economic impact in North Berwick, for North Berwick, and in East Lothian, for East Lothian, and that's a critical part of how we make our argument for moving forward to our permanent base.
But what we do here is completely different, and we've got so many activities going on under one roof that it's a valuable asset for East Lothian, not just North Berwick. So we need it, and it has to stay.